Hello and welcome back to the mountains of Montana. We're out doing some prospecting today for 2 days. We are at the same place we were last week, in the same hole, trying to figure out where the gold is exactly. I'm running the high banker here, and it's working really well. There's a lot of clay in here. But let me just show you real quick what we're doing here. So this is the hole where we were last week. Jump down in here. Here's the clay layer we were following. And I did check some of this clay, and I don't see any gold in the clay itself. But it just drops off real quick here. And there's different levels of it. But when we get down in here, it's real gooey, real damp and wet, and that's where that mini high banker is going to come in handy. Any of this dry stuff up in here, I've got the wheelbarrow classifier set up and I'm running that through there. There's no sense in washing the rocks if it's all just going to fall off anyway. Here I've got 2 buckets of dirt I'm running, and all I'm doing is trying to figure out exactly where this gold, if it's sitting on top of this clay layer or not. So I got 2 buckets. We'll go ahead and haul this one over here. Pretty dang gooey. And I've been running this 1 5-gallon bucket. I did 2 buckets of it. And we're just running it through. It's kind of time consuming, but breaking up the clay real well. It is some sticky stuff. So I'm going to finish running these 2 buckets of dirt I got here through the high banker here, and then we'll do a little clean out and see if we're getting any gold or not, and then we'll run some out of that classifier probably. So I'll be back with you in a little bit and see if we find any gold in this wet stuff. Alright, we ran those 2 buckets of dirt, the wet clay stuff, and I went ahead and just cleaned it out. So 2 buckets, there's 3 pieces and a whole bunch of little fine stuff. So yeah, there's gold down in there. So that was good. Wasn't a ton more than we were getting before. So about 2 feet down before you get into that hard clay layer is pretty dang dry. So I think next I'm going to run some of this dry material and see what we come up with that. We'll run it through the automatic feeder. So I'll get to digging and see what we can come up with. Okay, we got our 2 buckets of material here of dry stuff out of the wheelbarrow, and the automatic feeder working away there. And down it goes. And pretty good. The water's pretty dirty. Can't see a thing. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. We cleaned out the sluice box after running just 2 buckets that we ran through the wheelbarrow classifier of the real fine stuff. But look at this. Oh, there's probably 10 or so pieces of nice flakes, chunky stuff, and then some just super fine stuff you probably can't see. But that tells me what? That down in the clay layer, didn't find any gold in the clay itself. Found a little bit on top in the real wet, damp material, but even more in the drier material. Same amount ran through, so I think we're not even going to mess with it right now. Maybe this will dry out sometime in the future, but the real clayey stuff is not holding as much gold as up at the top, and I've heard that in this area before. I talked to some old miners and stuff, and they basically said, oh yeah, over there in that deposit they've got gold, you know, right on top and down through the gravel and not much on bedrock. And he says in most places that's different, but in this deposit you can find it even up on top. I've heard a lot of guys say in this area they found gold 6 inches down. So don't ask me, but that seems to be what's going on. So we'll get back to digging. Time to clean out our tub after 4 or 5 gallon buckets, and we'll get back to sluicing some dirt and hopefully find some more gold. Okay, we have ran, see my lovely glasses, we ran 12 buckets of dirt total, I believe. The hole's getting big, but here's just a quick peek, and that's not a total clean out. No pickers, no nuggets, but lots of fines and quite a few chunky pieces. I'll take that. So we will be back at it tomorrow. I just panned out, of course, all the concentrates will go home and we'll pan them out for there, but we're going to go turn on my homemade air conditioner I made a while back. The thing works awesome. We took a little break a while ago and the thing works amazing. So we're going to go sit in the camper, turn on the little air conditioner with the fan on it, and enjoy the evening. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Well, it is the next morning and I'm digging some dirt. Yesterday we dug over in here, and you know, it's real loose, it's just gravel. Yes, there was some gold in it, and what I thought was just a big shelf of clay right here. I went ahead and went to the back side of it today, and look what I found. I just said last night, I said, well, what if there's no big rocks in this stuff? So here's our big rocks encased in clay. So I'm digging this up. I did do out a pan. There was like 20 little specks in just one pan. So I think this is where we're going to dig today. This is not shovel material. It is literally with my little pick here, just working around these rocks. So it's pretty tough going, but hopefully there'll be some decent gold in it. I've got almost a half a wheelbarrow full filled up, and I've got one bucket here all screened down already, but we're going to run this stuff through the high banker when we get it all set up, when the wife gets up, and we eat some breakfast and get processing some dirt. So I'll keep digging in this hole down here. Hopefully there's going to be some better gold than we had yesterday. So I'll be back in a bit. Well, we got the high banker set up, and I'm just about, I started with this full wheelbarrow full, so not going too bad. Washing off the rocks pretty good. Amazing how big a rock you can actually wash off in here. I need to bring a wire brush or something. Alright, we got the wife feeding the sluice box. We raised it way up so you don't have to bend over to run it. She's getting all that clay off. And over here, I'll show you this hole I'm digging in. So now, we are just into a layer of broken, fractured bedrock. I'm busting apart. It's all by hand in my little pick. But hopefully there'll be some decent gold in there. So we'll just keep working away at it. Hey, we're back from our prospecting trip. It's the next morning. And this is the gold that we got out of the gravel. And that was 12 buckets of gravel. So there was still gold in the loose gravel. But with processing probably half the dirt, this is the gold we ended up with out of the bedrock. So all in all, not too bad. We had an absolutely wonderful time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we will catch you next time. Bye now.